St James's Park was buzzing. The energy was electric. Newcastle United and Nottingham Forest were ready to clash. But Forest silenced the home crowd early. Callum Hudson-Odoi, a lightning bolt on the wing, found the back of the net in the 6th minute. 1-0 Forest. The travelling support erupted. Could this be their day? Newcastle, stunned but not beaten, tried to find their footing. Forest, fueled by their early success, pressed their advantage. They were hungry for more. Then, disaster struck for Newcastle. A defensive lapse allowed Jacob Murphy to slip through and slot home Forest's second, 2-0. The stadium was in shock. The Magpies looked lost. Their usually resolute defence had crumbled. The pressure was immense. Manager Eddie Howe paced the touchline, his face etched with concern. A mountain to climb now lay ahead for his Newcastle side. Could Newcastle recover from this early onslaught? The answer as the game unfolded was a resounding yes. The Magpies, known for their fighting spirit, were about to roar back into the game. Newcastle, with renewed determination, came out fighting in the second half. The crowd roared their approval, urging their team forward. The momentum had shifted. Lewis Miley, a local lad living his dream, ignited the comeback. A sweet strike from the edge of the box found the back of the net. The crowd went wild. 2-1. Almost instantly, Newcastle were level. Jacob Murphy, atoning for his earlier error, fired home a screamer, 2-2. The atmosphere was electric. St James's Park was rocking. Newcastle, sensing blood, poured forward in search of another goal. It didn't take long. Alexander Isak, the Magpies' talismanic striker, was brought down in the box. Penalty to Newcastle. Isak stepped up cool and composed and slotted the ball home. 3-2 Newcastle. The comeback was complete, but Isak wasn't done. Just a minute later, he doubled his tally and secured his 50th Premier League goal, 4-2. A historic moment for the young striker. His performance was simply breathtaking. Nottingham Forest, shell-shocked by Newcastle's 4-goal blitz, struggled to regain their composure. They had gone from elation to despair in the blink of an eye. Their manager, visibly frustrated, made a series of substitutions, hoping to change the game's momentum. Their efforts were rewarded midway through the second half. Nikola Milenkovic, rising high above the Newcastle defence, headed home a powerful goal, 4-3. A glimmer of hope emerged for Forest. Could they complete an improbable comeback? The tension was palpable. Every attack, every tackle was infused with urgency. Forest pressed forward, throwing men forward in search of an equaliser. The minutes ticked by. The crowd, sensing a tense finale, were on the edge of their seats. As the clock ticked down, Forest's Ryan Yates headed home a dramatic late goal, 4-4, but their celebrations were cut short. The linesman's flag was up, offside. The goal was disallowed. Relief for Newcastle, heartbreak for Forest. The final whistle blew. Newcastle 4-3, Nottingham Forest. It was a game that had it all: stunning goals, dramatic twists and turns, and a nail-biting finish. Newcastle, despite a second-half wobble, had secured a vital 3 points. "We showed great character to come back after that start," a relieved Eddie Howe said after the game. "But we need to be more ruthless." Alexander Isak, reflecting on his milestone goal, said, "It's a special feeling to score 50 goals in this league, but the most important thing is the win." For Nottingham Forest, it was a case of what could have been. "We gifted them the game in the first half," a disappointed Nuno Espirito Santo admitted. "But I'm proud of the fighting spirit we showed in the second half." The final whistle blew, leaving Newcastle to celebrate a hard-fought victory. The win propelled them up the Premier League table, their title aspirations very much alive. Forest, despite the loss, remained in contention for a top-6 finish. The race for glory in the Premier League was well and truly on.